What about now? Can y'all hear it? It's a delay. Okay. What about now? Can y'all hear it? Okay. Let's see. It's a delay. And let's see. What about now? Can y'all hear it? Okay. Let's see. It's a delay. And let's see. What about now? Can y'all hear it? Okay. Let's see. It's a delay. And let's see. What about now? Can y'all hear it? Okay. Let's see. It's a delay. I'm waiting for everything to catch up. Let's see if the mic can kick in. I'm waiting for everything to catch up. Okay. It's in, but that sound sounds horrible. Let me try to find it on something else. That sound horrible. What's that? Let me see. Is that better? Okay. There it is. It's better, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey. Welcome to Tootie Talk Sense now. It's been a while. First of all, let me say thank you to all who send your prayers up. My father-in-law, he's better. He's still in the hospital, but he's better. That looks like I'm frozen on YouTube. Okay. Now it seems like I'm back. I don't know why, but it seems like with StreamYard, when I spend some time off, it's like my internet be messed up when I try to come in here and go live. So if y'all didn't hear me, I wanted to say happy birthday to my daughter. She's beautiful. She looks like me. Okay. She's doing great in life. She's going to school. She's working. She's doing her thing. Okay. Happy birthday, girl. She ain't here today. We were supposed to go out to eat, but she traded on me. You know what I'm saying? She ditched me. But at this age, that's what you're supposed to do. Have a ball, girl. Now, also, my baby sister, the baby of the family, gave birth to her first child, TJ. And so we're just talking is gonna be. I don't know if we're gonna drop an episode in April because we had decided to start doing it once a month, but I don't know if we're gonna do one in April because of her just become a new mom, got to spend time enjoying the baby. The baby is in NICU, came out 29 weeks, 3 pounds, and I think 2 ounces, just like my youngest little Tony. And, you know, we got some strong genes, them baby pull on through. Them little preemies grow up and be bad as ever. You hear me? Y'all probably hear her right now out there. So congratulations to her, right? Now, I said today, what I'm gonna do now is just, you know, just shoot the shit. We're just gonna talk because I'm not gonna be I'm gonna try to go daily, and I don't know if I'm gonna be bringing up news articles and the videos if I don't have it set up. So I'm gonna try to go daily around 4 for the to make sure that I'm out in time when my daughter have practice and everything, so I won't interfere or anything. I'm just get on here for a little bit, shoot the shit, and see what's on y'all mind. I'm gonna tell y'all what's on mine. Because you know every day Trump is out here trumping. So if I let too much time go past, baby, I'll be on here for 4 hours just trying to get up to date with what's going on right now, okay? Now, let's see. What y'all want to start with? Because I haven't been on here. I know it's been a week. I think it's been going on 2. So that's why I was like, I got to get on this week. And then I'm going to just start getting on every Monday through Friday is the goal. Monday through Friday, 4 o'clock. So stay tuned. And I'm going to add TikTok on too. It's one of the ones that I go live on. But I wasn't able to add it on today. I'm not going to do it now. Look, my man was going to get distracted. I'm not going to do it now. But hopefully tomorrow I'll start with TikTok. I want to say thank you to the new subscribers. Let me see. If I could find your name, I will give you a shout out. And all my other subscribers, thank you for coming back, tuning back in, because we finna start talking, okay? Let me see. If I could find your name, I will give shout outs to the new subscribers. I had written it down, but it had been a minute. Let's see. No, I don't have it on here. But thanks to the new subscribers, like the video as you come on in. I'm giving people time to come in too. I had the audio problem at the beginning, so it should have given people enough time to come in. But for future, be ready at 4 o'clock because I'm going to be here. Okay? Now, let's start off with the last thing since I was out, right? I know y'all seen when Trump addressed Congress and Representative Al Green had to get escorted out by security. So they escorted him out because he was saying pretty much Trump was lying. He's like, he up there lying, and I'm not finna stand here because he was sitting there. I'm not finna sit here and listen to this. I'm calling out the lies because he was calling out that the budget that they're trying to pass, or what Trump's up there talking about, that he's not cutting Medicaid and Social Security. Al Green like, yeah, that ain't what they say, but they cutting the budget, and then the cuts got to come from somewhere. Where you think the cuts coming from? It's gonna come from these things, right? The other Democrats chose to do a silent protest. And if you've seen some of them, they had like signs that was like liar or different signs that they had that they will put up while Trump was talking. And I was like, I don't know what is this a memes like interpretation? What is Democrat? What is y'all doing? Like, I can't even say y'all look like a bunch of bitches right now because I want to say y'all some, but I can't say that because you know the vagina is the strongest muscle that you got to stretch. You know, it's stretching and push out a whole baby. I said I would say y'all a bunch of testicles. That's what y'all is because you know them soft. It get too cold, they're gonna run it high. You blow on it too much, they like, ooh, when they go into the body. So y'all acting like a bunch of testicles right now. Standing up there with the silent protest. So they went and they talked to a couple of Democrats to say, you know, who walked out. Some did walk out when Al Green got escorted off, and some chose to stay. And The ones that I seen the interview with the Democrats that chose to stay doing that meme act, that they the mimes they was like, oh well, there's a method to the madness, right? They were staying because, so some of them chose to stay because they said if they chose not to go, then what the Trump and Republicans would have done was just filled their seats with other MAGA people or Trumpers or Republicans or whatever. And then when it aired to us, to the regular public, you would have seen a bunch of people over there clapping for what's going on and not knowing that there was protests against it. So they chose that way. So the ones who left during the speech, they said they did it that way because of the same reason. They rather have come than them fill that seat with other people, and we see empty seats to know that they don't agree with what he's saying, than them just filling those seats up. So I was like, okay, that's understandable, but I don't know how much you be finna get accomplished with these signs out here. Y'all got out here like that. Now, the Al Green who got escorted out, and they said, what was the term? Censor him the next day. Decided whether they was gonna censor him, something like that. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up. Kevin Al Green. Yeah, that they was gonna censor him. So I was like, what does it mean to get censored? That like really a punishment or something? I like no, it's like it ain't even like Games of Thrones shame, shame, shame. It's like the Congress is like, yeah, yeah, don't do it again. So because I looked up like what is censored? Like is he not now gonna lose his seat? Can he not vote? Or different things like that. And they was like, no. So I'm gonna read this USA Today. The U.S. House of Representatives voted Thursday to censor Representative Al Green, a Democrat from Texas, after heckling President Donald Trump at his congressional address Tuesday. You don't have a mandate, Green said as he interrupted Trump's speech and to a joint session of Congress. Green was ordered to be removed by the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. And then it says, but what does it mean for a lawmaker to be censored and how common is it? Here's what we know. I'll show y'all this article, what I'm reading, because this is USA Today. Yeah. A censor is considered a severe public rebuke of a legislator brought by other members of Congress, a form of punishment second only to expulsion. The U.S. Constitution allows for Congress to punish its members for disorderly behavior. Censure is a formal disapproval intended to discipline members of the House. The censure is written in the form of a resolution that the House votes on. To pass a censure means that a majority of the members support the criticism included in the resolution. Once the House comes to a majority vote in favor of the resolution, the censored person must stand in the wheels of the House of the resolution and read aloud a form of public rebuke. So that's what a censor is. So I was like, more Democrats should have done it. That's your punishment, baby. You couldn't have my mom. I wish that was one of my mama's forms of punishment. Now, of course, this is old, so he did go and 10 Democrats did vote for him. And I said, and that's why y'all look like a bunch of testicles right now. Because if whether the Republicans agree with the bullshit they saying or not, they party saying, baby, they finna stand together. And I'm like, and that's one thing that I do not like about the Democratic Party. So I'm like, yes, you should have your own voice. But at this point, y'all losing. Y'all losing bad. Baby. So then after that, all right, y'all seen that the Democrats, like, okay, well, Republicans hold pretty much all three branches of the government because Trump already put he hold the executive office. He got all his judges in there in the judicial office, and they hold the majority in the Senate and Congress. So Democrats, they're fighting to win seats to win back the majority. So one thing that they planned on doing is to not vote for the new budget, and that would have caused the government to shut down. But all Democrats, let me end this out because that's messing up. And it's kicking me out, then letting me back in. That's why I paused, y'all. My bad. But so then the Democrats was like, okay, well, our plan is to, get these seats back so we can become the majority. But in the meantime, in between time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna, hold out on the budget, and that's, until they implement some things that we want done. So we're gonna choose not to uh, vote to pass the budget. Now, what's his name, y'all? Chuck. Was that old Chucky Ducky? He didn't win. He was a Democrat that came out, and it was like, yeah, because he's the Democratic leader. Democratic leader. I don't want to say his name. I call him old Chucky Ducky. Chucky. Let's see. Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer of New York. That's who the Democratic leader is, y'all. So he come out and he say, yeah, we're not gonna vote for this, and we're not gonna pass the budget. And then it was like a whole SpongeBob 24 hours later. And he came and voted for. So everybody mad at his butt. And him and was it five or six Democrats went ahead and voted for it and passed the budget. And I'm like, if this ain't some of the dumbest, disorganized, and then you looking at the public and you wondering why you can't get a great majority behind y'all, because you're doing dumb shit like this. If you don't get Mr. Barnes up out of there, and yeah, let me show y'all a picture of Chuck so y'all can see what I'm talking about. If y'all don't know, I'm quite sure y'all know how Chucky looks. Oh, Chuck right there. So everybody mad at Chuck. Like, Chuck, well, you know what happened? You went on nationwide TV. It was like stood 10 toes down saying, I ain't vote for this. We ain't gonna pledge this budget. If the government got to go and shut down, so be it. Because y'all was all right going and shut down when the Democrats was in control last time Trump was in office. See, Republicans, there's no business. One thing you can't say about them, they got a plan, they see it through. Now, y'all was like that, and that shutdown, I want to say, was the longest in U.S. history. That shutdown last time Trump was in office. Now, y'all drop in the comments. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, he done went and reneged. He whole reneged. Him and his partner would have lost that spade hand, baby, because he reneged in front of everybody. He hearts was played, and he was like, I don't have a heart. And then the next hand, then he threw out a spade, collected those books, and the very next hand, he threw out a heart. And everybody like, nah, we just said. So he go vote for it so they can pass the budget. Now his logic is he voted for this so they can pass the budget, because if the government goes into shutdown, then it's Trump and Elon Musk. Even though Elon Musk is not an elected official, but it's very much Trump and President Elon Musk and Trump and Vance then gets to decide what is essential, and they get to make the decision on what they want to fund and what they don't want to fund, because the government is shut down, and they make the decision on pretty much only essential things could happen during shutdown. And he's like, that's pretty much handing them over the key to the kingdom. Like, so all they have to do is like what they're doing now. If they want to get rid of the Department of Education, blah blah blah, they just choose not to fund it, and they're so it's gonna give them their way. And at least if they pass the budget, in his logic, if they pass the budget, them in Congress could still be fighting against this. And I'm looking like, hey, I mean, they doing what they want anyway. Like getting rid of the Department of Education and things like that. And they're doing it in the way that he's like, I'm not getting rid of the Department of Education. Then technically he's not. He's not lying as far as that goes. What he's doing is he's defunded them so much and reducing the departments where they're almost vanished. Now, Trump want to get rid of the Trump administration, want to get rid of the Department of Education. Now that was in Project 2025. Everything he's doing right now is in Project 2025. I'm gonna show you. I will show y'all that one. There's this. I want to say it was a TikTok of the objectives that was in Project 2025. I think it was like 300 or something. And of the objective that the Trump administration have passed was maybe 90 something and 60 something more that they're trying to pass. And all of it was from the Project 2025. So I'm quite sure the people who was watching, who was talking about Project 2025 knows this. But if for the ones who don't, everything that he's doing now is in Project 2025, like getting rid of the Department of Education. Now, the Department of Education, what he's doing, because he cannot, by law, I don't think he really cares about the law no more, but he cannot get rid of the Department of Education. It was created by Congress, the Senate, and they're the one who have to vote to get rid of it. So what he's doing is just reducing it so much that it's going to be inefficient and it's not going to be able to fulfill its duties. And a lot of people are saying, especially you see in the southern states, or you see the Republican that's like, well, the Department of Education, and you hear this a lot now. If y'all please pay attention to this. If you don't pay attention to nothing else, pay attention to the way that right now they are saying, the Republican side is saying that a lot of these laws and these departments they're trying to get rid of, they're federal departments. So they're not going to affect the state and what the state have going on. And they feel like this should have been the way it was from the beginning. And the government interference, the Republican Party is supposed to be the government who's supposed to be the party who wants less government in everyday life, right? So they're saying that, the federal government shouldn't have all these departments. And these departments that they have that's controlling things, that those decisions should be left up to the state, like the Department of Education, which do not make the Department of Education deal with things like disabled, like the special ed classes and different things of that nature that they fund. But the Republicans are saying watch and pay close attention. The Republicans are saying these decisions and these departments that they're getting rid of, it should be in the control of the state, and the state should be able to make the laws regulating what they want for their state. And I said, to me, all I did was have a flashback or go talk to somebody who's repping the Confederate flag. That's exactly what they say. They still say to this day that slavery was never about, the imprisonment of one race or discrimination, racism. Slavery or the Civil War, not slavery, the Civil War wasn't about slavery, is what they say. The Civil War was about states' rights. And I'm like, is this not history repeating itself? Like, if you listen to everybody, they always, everything that the Doge and everything is doing right now, they're like, oh no, that's not about that's not about racism or discrimination, or it's all about the state rights, and the state should have the rights to do what they wanted to do. But if you look at it, a lot of laws that was about segregation, about discrimination, the civil rights laws, all those laws had to be passed federally, and the states had to be made then to follow these laws, because it was then against a federal law. Because if you leave it up to them southern states over there, they're gonna run amok and do what they want to do. And they go, no, I ain't doing that. So I was like, that's very interesting to hear this argument all over again about state laws versus federal laws. I'm like, sounds like a civil war all over again. But then you say it wasn't about slavery, it was about state laws versus federal laws. But a lot of these Project 2025 initiatives that they're getting rid of, they're getting rid of the federal programs. They're saying because that should be back in the hands of the state. And to me, it's just a way to make back segregation, and the way to make back racism and discrimination legal again. That's all it is to me. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think. And do y'all see the same thing? But y'all drop down in the comments and tell me. because I'm like, you motherfuckers ain't slick. Now, also, wait, let me make sure I have finished that out. So, yeah, that's what happened with Al Green. Then Chuck then went and voted, so they did get that budget passed, and yeah, so let me finish that out. So then you see that, just like I was talking about segregation, if y'all been seeing that, there's been a lot of videos about people saying, "Oh, they made segregation legal again." Again, that's it's kind of true. That's not the whole story. What they made legal, what they took away the protection for is federal contractors. It used to be a federal law. Again, states versus federal is a federal law. So then all these states had to follow that contractors in when they contractors like Elon Musk who get all these government contracts. You get a government contract, you got to follow the federal laws. So where Elon making these millions and millions, and he got to hire black people he got to use DEI. He like, get that out of here. I want to hire who I want to hire. Now he want to turn it back to apartheid. He want to make. That's why he's sitting. That's gonna be another thing we talk about. They sending these white, specifically white South Africans that they want to come to America. Man, y'all, Elon Musk was raised in South Africa under apartheid. And if you know, apartheid separates by color. So they had the whites and the blacks. Well, blacks was the majority, but the whites were in the country. And Elon, like, I want that again. Make America South African apartheid again is what he want that slogan to say. Not making America great again. But so what they got rid of with the when people saying that they're making segregation legal, what they got rid of is the law that contractors could not have segregation. Like they couldn't have segregated bathrooms, they couldn't have segregated restaurants, water fountains, and blah blah blah. And if you did, you wasn't able to get a government contract. So now they got rid of that. Where people are like, oh, they bringing back segregation, and bringing back segregation, that's just saying that contractors could have segregations and still get a government contract. Is what that is. Now, what I was just saying, the Elon Musk, y'all, that's what I'm saying. It's a lot to catch up on. So I'm trying to catch y'all up on everything. Let us talk about everything. So the next days it'll just be what's going on that day and time. Because baby, you know, fucking don't sleep. I just jump in his sleep like, what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm make America mad again. Because I'm waking up saying it's something. You hear me? I'm saying it's something today. So what else happened? Okay, yeah, they have the let me look that up. They're trying to make the South, you know, he already when he got rid of he's trying to get rid of the birthright. That's still tied up in courts. I want to say 2 judges have already ruled on that they say what everybody thought. Nigga, that's illegal. Fuck you doing? Can't say if you're born here you ain't an American citizen. Then what are you? What you got to be American citizen? According to this new Trump law, you had both your parents had to be citizens in order for you to be American citizen. So if both your parents wasn't citizens, then you could be born in America and not be American citizen. But white, let me put white South Africans. Cover. I'm trying to see the new law that they having for the white South Africans to come to America. Okay, it's called Mission South Africa. And this is from the New York Times. So we're gonna look this over real quick, and y'all can share y'all thoughts on that. So how Trump is offering white Africanos. They said they ain't African, they're Africano. Okay. It's gonna be one of these. The U.S. The United States has banned most refugees, including 20,000 people who was already to travel to the U.S. before President Trump took office, but Mr. Trump is making one exception. Almost immediately after taking office, President Trump shutting down refugee settlement programs, slashing billions of dollars in funding, and making it almost impossible for people of different countries to seek haven in the U.S., with one exception. The Trump administration have thrown open the doors to white Afrikaners from South Africa, established a program called Mission South Africa to help them come to the United States as refugees, according to the documents obtained by the New York Times. Under phase one of the program, the United States have deployed multiple teams to convert commercial spaces in Pretoria, the capital of South Africa, into ad hoc refugee centers, according to the documents. The teams are studying more than 8,200 requests, already identified 100 Afrikaners who could be approved for refugee status. The government officials have been directed to focus primarily on screening white Afrikaners, 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 farmers. The administrator also provided social security escort to officials conducting the interview of potential refugees. By mid-April, U.S. officials on the ground in South Africa will propose long-term solutions to ensure the successful implementation of the president's vision for the dignified resettlement of eligible Afrikaners applicants, according to memo sent this thing I keep missing. Go up. In April, the administrative focus on white Africans come as it effectively banned the entries of other refugees, including about 20,000 people from countries like Afghanistan, Congo, Syria, who was ready to travel to the U.S. before Trump took office. In court filings about those other refugees, the administration have argued that core functions of the refugee program has been terminated after the president banned, so it did not have the resources to take any more people. He said, we ain't got resources to take no more black or brown people. But the white people can get in here, as Amon Wiggins say. There's no subtext and nothing subtle about the way this administration immigration and refugee policy has obvious racial and racist overtones. While they seek to single out Africans for special treatment, they simultaneously want us to think mostly black and brown vetted newcomers are dangerous, despite their background checks and all evidence to the contrary. What they're saying is like they over here telling us that the blacks and browns that's already here, who helping, who's paying taxes and everything, just eating cats and dogs, and they want us to think they all are words and unaliving people everywhere, but they want the white people to come over here and they're foreigners, but they are right, long as they ain't black or brown. The program also inserts the United States into a charged debate inside South Africa, where some members of the African minority have begun a campaign to suggest they are true victims in post-apartheid South Africa. Under apartheid, a white minority government discriminated against South Africans of color, and brutality and violence flourished, leading to torture, disappearance, and unaliving. So that's pretty much it. They're starting a program. I'm not going to read y'all all the rest, but they're starting a program that they're pretty much sending people over to South Africa to get the farmers and bring them over here to the U.S. Now I say, all you white, I know y'all seen it on TikTok. the white farmers for the Trump, who over there mad because they're about to lose their farm. Because when he first came in, he cut that aid with President Musk went over there with those damn gangstering companies and just firing people willy nilly. And they got rid of the USID department. And in that department, they fed the hungries in the hunger. They tried to stop hunger in third world countries. But how it affected the U.S. farmers is because the food that they buy to feed the hungry in third world countries was from the U.S. So this was, millions of dollars that farmers here relied on, and they would grow crop and sell that crop to the U.S. government, and the U.S. government would send it up to third world countries and feed the hungry over there. Now Trump and Musk came in and said, no, thank you, and then cut that program, and a lot of their voters was affected. And now at one point, I don't know if they ever released it, because they cut those programs, but they also stopped the money that was already approved for the Senate. The Congress had already agreed upon a certain amount of money. It was already approved to go to these people. These people are these farmers who send their crops over, that the government pay for these crops. They had already, you already cashed that check, baby. That's like what I worked last week. I already know I'm getting this amount of money. I got to pay these bills. And then, I'm going to have middle of 20, get me some Tito's. Now, that's the farmers that already, counting on that money. They need to pay their workers and everything. And most of them was like, I don't know what to tell you, because they took the people and then froze the money that was already approved to go to them. So that's another thing they in court for, trying to do that. And that's another thing that Trump was over there, is in the disbelief, the MAGA, that they getting screwed, not knowing. Like, I thought you was just finna get rid of these immigrants. Now, y'all finna get screwed twice, because besides y'all with this money that he was, with this money for the farmers that is affecting farmers, besides that, he also finna bring some white Africans over here talking about as farmers. You got farmers here, fam. How you gonna bring something we already get? Unless you finna get them some black job. Some black job that the immigrants was taking. Unless you finna get these new white immigrants all black jobs that you was talking about doing the campaign. Then what you bring the farmers over for? Now, if you looked at it, I also seen a black farmer talk about this. And this was before Trump came in, that they were saying that there's a lot of discrimination as far as getting government aids and grants for black farmers, that a lot of it goes to white farmers. Black farmers got to fight to get it, and they barely get it. So there's a trend now going on where the black farmers are coming out, making videos, and they're talking like, this really ain't affecting us, because we've been fighting to try to get, money from the government since forever. And it hasn't been going to us. So y'all messing up y'all white farmers out here, because we already know how to struggle, because we've been struggling since the beginning without any government help. All that government help, the white people been getting, the white farmers been getting. So you messing up your own people. Now, we had that. They bringing the white farmers over. Oh, now we're going to talk about this, and I think this should be it, right? Nope, we still got some Jackson and Crockett stuff to talk about. So then y'all see that he went, and it's all in steps. Y'all got to pay attention. Well, I've been paying attention to, I feel like that what he's doing is in steps. So first he said the Venezuelans got this dangerous game, and he made them a terrorist group. He have named them a terrorist group, right? So then he went and started rounding them up, just picking people up off the street saying they're part of this gang, which is a terrorist group. And if you're a terrorist group under the law, you could be treated different. Once that 9/11 stuff happened, I remember it been different stuff that they could now get away with if it's for homeland security or you expected to be a terrorist. So now they've been just snatching people up and saying they in gangs now, and they family and stuff like, these people ain't in no gangs. So they just snatch people up, put them on a plane, then drop them off in Colombia, right? So the judge, of course, there's lawyers fighting against it. So it's the lawyers who's representing the Trump administrative, and then it's the lawyers who's trying to represent the U.S. or what it used to be. Okay. And so the judge had ruled that, hey, yeah, this is illegal. Y'all can't just snatch people up, not get them no trial or nothing, and ship them to a whole other country. Some of these people ain't even from the country that they're shipping them to. So the judge like turn that airplane around, bring those people back, and Trump them like, nope. And still drop them people off over in the other country. So the judge like, but damn, you didn't hear what I just said. Now the judge called Trump people back into the court, and he telling them he wants the documents to show times of when that airplane was in the air, and he wanted against the time that he said to turn the airplane around, because the first Trump lawyer was like, no, we didn't disagree, we didn't disobey your order. He said you had said it, but it wasn't in writing. So by the time you put it in writing, the plane was already had landed and they couldn't turn back around. So the judge is now like, you lying. The judge is like, I don't believe you. You're lying. I don't know why you over here lying.
Nobody knows why liars lie.
And so now the judge like, you gonna come back in here and you gonna show me proof that proof of the times that these planes took off and that they was in the air and when they landed, and I want the documents on what, when was my order finalized on paper, because I found out your ass lying to me. It's like a parent. You know what? I'm whooping your ass when I get off work. That's what the judge pretty much said. So yeah, I had that going on, and so, and as I said, they're doing things in steps. So first they said there was they named them as a terrorist group, and then he used a law that haven't been used since when they made the camps for the Japanese. That's what he used. He used that law to get these people over and flying them over to Colombia, where they ain't even from. The Colombian president, like, shit, we'll take them out. Long as y'all pay for it, we get it. The Colombian president said, we'll take Americans if y'all pay for it. So Trump like, okay, here we go. So that's what happened. That's how he's sending them people on over there. Now, so that stuff is still in court. I see all these executive orders he's signing, most of them are tied up in court. So it looks like on the news they're getting things done, but is he? And then another, he fired, I don't even know what department this was. He's been firing so many people. But a judge that was in court. A judge then now ruled that was illegal and had to hire all those people back. Now, Trump lawyers are saying, okay, well, we're going to rehire them, but they ain't going to be back in the office. So they're paying these people because they can't fire them. So they paying them to stay at home. So I said, how much money is those saving? I'd rather them be in the office and doing some work than you just paying them to stay at home. I wonder if they still hiring, because I'm going to apply. I want a job where you can pay me to stay at home while y'all go back and forth in court on whether or not you can fire me. But meantime, in between time, I'm still getting paid. Yeah, Doge makes so much sense. They're saving us so much of our tax money is being saved on making people not work, but still paying them. Yeah, that makes sense. So you get that. Oh, then y'all know Jackson Crockett, I mean, let her cook. Let her cook. So now the Republicans are all in an uproar because she called a senator who's in a wheelchair. She called him Hot Wheels. So now the Republicans are clutching their pearls and like, oh, you're making fun of a disabled person. And she was like, well, you hear other Democrats. I'm saying, well, y'all don't remember when Trump was running, and there was a man with one of the who had a disability, who had a little arm, and Trump was on his campaign. He was like, and the reporter, because he didn't like the reporter. The reporter probably was a liberal or a Democrat, something. Trump didn't like it, and he was like, and this reporter told me, and I'm like, so how y'all fan with that? but they found her calling that man Hot Wheels. I don't, and then I think he from a southern state. If it's hot out there and he in the wheelchair, maybe the wheels in the chair is hot. So now Republicans are making a big deal out of that, and I don't know what they expect that's going to be done about her calling that man Hot Wheels, but I think that's about it. I think we caught up. Let me think. What didn't happen? That's something happened. What didn't happen? Let's see. I think we got it all, y'all. If now I'm gonna be here tomorrow, and whatever I forget, we're gonna pick it up tomorrow. Okay, y'all. Let's do some gossip. Okay, let's do some gossip. Did y'all see what Kanye said? Did y'all hear Kanye being Kanye? I said, he's so offensive. He from Chicago, and Gemini. Oh, but Kanye is out here Kanye. Like I think matter of fact, because they both Gemini, Kanye is in competition with Trump. Like he ain't finna out Gemini me. So if he making the news every day, I want to make the news every day too. So first he was on there because he put his daughter. He was trending because he put his daughter northwest or northeast, south side, whatever, old block. He put his daughter on the song with Diddy. And so Kim mad because he like, you know what this man is in jail for? It's for messing with underage girl. You gonna put our daughter on this track with him. So that was released. That they arguing about that. Then he told her something about you gonna have to unalive me in text message. I'm assuming she dropped those since it's out there because I don't think he would. Well, shit, I shouldn't say. I shouldn't say I don't think Kanye would do nothing. Kanye will do anything. So those text messages out there. Then he came and said, "Have y'all seen?" See now, matter of fact, y'all talking about Jasmine and Hot Wheel. Those same people better be on Kanye because he said, "Have y'all seen Beyonce and Jay-Z youngest kids?" I'm not talking about Blue. I'm talking about the two youngest. Y'all never see them because they R word, not R word taking people cookies. R word, special need R word. That's what he calls them kids. Kids now. This is what he called kids. He said, "No, for real. They slow R word for real." And we looking like, Kanye. I know Donna didn't raise you that way, baby. I don't even know how I feel because it is like sticking to stones, and he wanted attention, and Jay-Z or Beyonce even responded would have gave him more the attention that he was seeking, but they didn't respond. But he said that now today I hear that he did an interview with DJ Academics. He came up in there with a KKK robe and a KKK robe. And of course, he was talking about Jay-Z again. He admitted that he was jealous of Kendrick, which another Jimmy now. Hey. Now that one I'm gonna go. Hey Drake, that Jimmy now I'm gonna toot for. BB. Now, so he admitted that he was like jealous of Kendrick. And he was like, Jay, he'd been always looking for a family, and nobody in the industry had ever been his family. I don't want to be your family either. Then he said he wish he ain't never had kids with Kim, right? And I'm like, but when he was talking about he ain't never had no family, baby, you done came out after your mom that passed. This was 2-3 years ago. You came out and was talking crap about your mom. Baby, with family like that, who needs enemies? I don't want to be your family either with your crazy ass. Now, so that's that's the latest gossip. What else is gossip? Y'all drop down in the comments and tell me what y'all want me to talk about. Because what other gossip? I think this is the last story. Okay, so I did hear a gossip of Cardi B and Offset. Right? Did y'all hear that gossip? Cardi B and Offset that they into it again. And Cardi like Offset over there, he tripping and he got a whole girlfriend over there, and she like, just let me be. Okay, let me be happy. Leave me alone. Okay, let me free. Give us free. And Offset, like threatened to, I think, unalive himself or something like that. So I think that's the latest with the and Offset. Jess Hilarious, because Jess Hilarious. Okay, yeah, you did y'all. Now let's move on to the next subject. The Jess Hilarious and Lauren. You know, Jess Hilarious was on the Breakfast Club. She's also a comedian. So when Angela Yee left, Jess Hilarious came replace Angela Yee. Now Jess Hilarious got pregnant like soon after she got that job. And when she left for maternity leave, Lauren came, and Jess was like she gave her blessing. So Lauren to come. Lauren came on the show, was doing Jess with the mess while she was gone. Jess with the mess came back. Lauren's still there. So Jess was like, you know, it was a big deal going on with people saying that Jess is jealous of Lauren because Lauren could read better than her, and you know, Lauren is pretty much Lauren that took over, and she finna take Jess' job. When I first seen it, I was like, I think this may be a setup for publicity. I said, I think it may have started like that. I said, but I think those two talking now they just going on with it for the publicity of it all. Because after that, after people were saying that, Jess Hilarious went on her Instagram did a live where she was talking about the situation, right? Because and then the next day she went on Breakfast Club. They addressed the situation on Breakfast Club. The day or two later, they announced that Lauren got a show, is having a podcast on Charlamagne and got her show on iHeartRadio where she got her own podcast. Then they came out with a song called "The Job Is Mine," where they a parody where Jess Hilarious and Lauren do, you know, The Boy Is Mine, Monica and Brandy. They do "The Job Is Mine," making fun of the whole thing. I'm like, baby, they didn't play in y'all face like these Republicans, like Trump did. Y'all let them get y'all. And get their views up off y'all. Now, so that happened with that. And so doing that, now Jess had said that Offset, Jess Hilarious also went on Shannon Sharp. And you know, anytime you go on Shannon Sharp, there's always something, you know, that trends from the interview. And one of the things that was trending from Jess Hilarious interview is that, let's see, let me see. Okay, I had to make sure my mic was still on. One of the things that was trending from Jess Hilarious interview is that Shannon Sharp had asked her about like the Cardi B and Offset situation, and Jess didn't really say nothing about it. She just like Offset, you know, probably just mad because Cardi actually left, and he, you know, had make her look stupid in public for so long, and she always went back that he thought she'll never leave. So Offset had something to say about that, yeah. So that's it. So Offset, you know, sit down somewhere. Now, yeah, I like the video because I'm finna get on up out of here, okay? Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also share the video, okay? Get my numbers up because I'm gonna have to, you know, work hard to get my numbers back up because I didn't took too much time off. But I'm back and I'm ready. Okay? Now drop down in the comments, tell me what y'all want to talk about tomorrow, okay? And let's see. Oh, subscribe to all the social media. I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Fanbase. I'm on Instagram. But I'm not on no Twitter. Cool. And I think that's about it, y'all. I've been talking long enough. I need some water. I ain't got no vodka today. I need some water. I will catch y'all next time. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. Bye.